But I guess okay. In the first off, since this process began, I have on many occasions faced a lot of criticism. I've been attacked personally, mostly by certain tabloid stations and certain tabloid reporters that, to be quite honest with you, don't even deserve recognition in any way. It doesn't necessarily bother me. It only bothers me when it affects those who are close to me, such as my family and those who actually care about me. And the reason it doesn't bother me is because I signed on for this. I took an oath, and my job is that of a defense lawyer. And quite frankly, if you want to get to my client, you're going to have to go through me first. And I feel very strongly about that, and I feel very strongly about one's right to counsel in this country. And I don't care how much criticism I face personally, and I don't care what type of speculation is out there. However, if it gets to the point where it's defamatory and could be considered tortious interference, and you all remember when this case will come to pass one day, and I will be still a member of this community, and I want to be remembered as someone who fought for their client through the highs and the lows and did his job to the best of his ability. Not for someone who is the subject of constant insinuations and unsubstantiated rumors, which, I've been at this game with you guys long enough to realize if it's a slow news day, you guys are just itching and scratching to find something to make a story about. There are those of you who are have much more integrity than others, and there are those of you that just simply don't care. You'll be dealt with at its proper time and place. But right now, I'm focused on my client. I'm focused. Excuse me. I have a few more things to say. I want to state for the record and be clear. I have absolutely no book deals or no entertainment deals or any contingency fees of the kind with anyone, and any implication of that is just simply a false rumor. And like I said, initially I wasn't going to comment on it. When a ridiculous reporter went out and reported that there may be something going on with me and my client, I didn't respond to that. I didn't feel I had to justify it. And I really don't feel I have to justify this, but I was advised to, and I follow the advice of those people who know better than I. If it affects my client in any way, I will address it. But that can be put to rest. I have nothing to hide, absolutely nothing. I have conducted myself in the most professional manner that I possibly can. And, it's silly. When I heard of this contingency fee thing, I thought to myself, how ridiculous is this? Because this is 101. There's a professional responsibility exam for every lawyer, and that's the gimme question in the exam. No contingency fees in criminal cases. So I obviously, when I saw that rumor, I thought this is obviously something that was done by someone who's not a lawyer and really knows absolutely nothing about what they're talking about. I want to be clear about something else. I am doing the best job I can, and I will work hard and continue to work, and I've just begun to fight. So these little things, while they're just simple, small distractions, they are very small distractions. I'm aware of the fact that I am the first Hispanic lawyer to have a case of this magnitude. And while this may not mean a lot to most of you here, it means a great deal to me. And I will not embarrass those that come after me by doing something as foolish and as unethical as what has been accused, or what I've been accused of. So as far as that's concerned, I don't know if you needed to hear it from my mouth. It is absolutely untrue, and it should be put to rest, period. The other issue, I know because the discovery that just came out today, I'm sure you're all burning to ask me a bunch of questions about that. But quite frankly, I'm going to try this case in the courtroom, not on the courthouse steps. So I won't be addressing any questions about the discovery. You want to know what I think? You'll see it when we hit the courtroom. And quite simply not before that. The last issue I know that you guys have been very concerned about, and that is the change of venue. That will be heard very, very shortly. Where we are asking to go is, in my opinion, I do not believe it should be disclosed, quite frankly, because I don't want that specific area tainted. If it's disclosed, it won't be disclosed by the defense. I'll say that much. I don't know how long that secret or that issue can be kept a secret, but I would ask all of you this. If you're interested in justice, if you want justice for whomever is involved in this case, you should allow justice to work, and you should allow Casey Anthony to have her day in court in the fairest way possible. And that includes reporting where this case may or may not go. I will answer 3 questions by 3 specific reporters, and then after that I really do have to go. Bueno, lo que voy a hacer, si quiere después yo te hablo al lado del árbol si quiere. You know, I've realized I'm public enemy number 2 and I'm a target, but to be quite honest with you, I've had numerous complaints by anonymous people and some people who aren't anonymous, who've chosen not to be anonymous. Most of them have been, and they have absolutely nothing to do with any entertainment deals or book deals. They're just people's wild accusations, and obviously the bar has to investigate them. I would imagine you guys would criticize the bar should they not investigate them, and that's really all that is. If I've done anything wrong, or if I do anything wrong ever, I will stand up for it, and I'm sure I will take it as it comes and deal with it. But as far as any ongoing investigations, that's it. People have decided to, if they can't get to Casey, they think they can get to me. Quite frankly, I'm not discouraged by it in any way, shape, or form. I mean, like I said, it doesn't justify. I'm not in the same business as they are in defaming people or painting people in a false light. I think that's an obvious question. We need to have our independent experts examine the area to actually have an independent analysis of what they say it actually says it is. Now, folks, I really do have to go. I have one small interview for Univision, and then I have to go. Thank you.